that animal was designed by Mother Nature to be down in the darkness of the sea, and designed a very tough skin to survive bumping into all the tough and sharp things under the sea, rocks and things of that nature. So to the Japanese person, not all fish, but certainly a fish like this, trying to cut the soft flesh and the really tough skin at the same time does not work for them. You're going to mash the flesh. Okay. Now, I admit, if you go onto like a party boat, you know, and they get a bunch of cod or whatever, the guy will cut that thing like lightning speed. One, they do a lot of it, but two, are they going to sell it by the pound or by the portion? Pound. They're just going to go here you go. How do I sell fish? By the portion, so it has to be prettier. Okay. So what we do, or at least the way I was taught, a couple of things to be careful of. Look at the size of the mouth on this bad boy.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Okay. See this gill plate right here? If another fish comes around, it kind of blows itself up with really sharp, spiny things. Why? Because another fish has to say, I'm bigger than it, and that's the only way I can eat it. So you have to be a pretty big fish to eat this at this size, right? Why I'm pointing this out, that's some pretty sharp stuff. You can get hurt. These are very sharp, okay? You can get hurt. And I've seen in a lot of butcheries where they'll take a pair of scissors and they'll laboriously cut all the spines up. I don't have time for that. You know, I'm talking about doing 60, 100 fish. I got to get clicking. I can spend an extra 10 minutes per fish and I won't be done for dinner tonight. So my method. Here I have the pectoral fins. From the pectoral fins up, not much meat. And I also have a very heavy skull. So I'll take the tip of my knife, pectoral fin, and then I'll cut right up to the skull. See how I didn't cut it straight across? I don't want to lose all that good meat. I turn it over. My record's 2.5 minutes for one of these fish.
Really?
Well, if I do in a competition, I got to do 2 fish. Well, no, that's because they pull it up from the depth so fast. That's essentially the bends if you're a scuba diver. I take the base of my French knife. I've got to be careful because I'm going to mash the fish. Okay, now, normally when I make a fumet, I would clean the gills out, I would clean the eyeballs out, and I would clean the head really good. This fish does not make a good fumet from the head. It's just too strong. Okay, this I throw away.
But if you're looking for very strong?
Not that strong.
Really, it almost muddy.
Oh.
Again, it's a bottom fish. Okay, so now I'm going to take, this is where it gets weird. Normally a chef would just take it, fillet. Okay, you might have seen that. But with this fish being, the flesh being so soft, the skin being so hard, it doesn't work so well. You end up mashing the soft flesh.
Should you skin it first or then?
Are you going to let me finish? Are we there yet?
I'm guessing game.
Okay, so what, yeah, but you can take a lot of my time asking questions. You can wait just a second. Look how much time I've used up already. Okay, so how we're going to do this. I want to cut just the skin. And this is my method, again, the Japanese method. You might work for a chef and he said, what are you doing wasting all that time? Because at first it slows you down. And then you get so fast it doesn't matter. Cut a little excess piece. See how my knife is going away from the fish? I'm going to cut with just the tip of the knife, and all I'm trying to do is just cut the skin. Riding right up on top. Now if you look here, see how I just cut the skin? But you also, too, you'll notice a natural seam that Mother Nature built, which is right up against the bone. I'll repeat that.
Is this the same technique you use for all brown fish?
It's the only way I cut fish. You know, I worked for the Japanese guy, and he told you how to do it, and the answer was, how do you want it done, chef? Exactly like I showed you. Oh, but chef, I want to do... No. He didn't freelance in his kitchen. Yes, chef, and that was it. there's the door. It's either my way or truly get out of my kitchen. So all I'm doing is I'm only going in this far. Common mistake is just to jab the poor darn fish. Can you hear how tough that skin is? It's a bulletproof stuff.
Shark skin.
Pretty much. Okay, so now I'm going to fillet this. You know, I mentioned before the butcher, the fish guys on the pier. I'm going to butcher. This is bad butchering. In other words, I'm going to bend over and do it this way. Okay, I'm going to butcher this fish right to the backbone, which is right here. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and then detach the rib cage, which is right here. So I'm basically doing it in 3 parts. It should sound like I'm going over some railroad tracks. See this knife? See how I can bend it? I'm going to slide it along the bone, like the sinew. If I can slide it along the bone, I know I'm not cutting into flesh. So here we go. You're going to notice I'm going to try to keep my cutting board very, 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 very clean. Because if I don't, I'm going to embed the slime into my fish. So press it down onto the bone. Can you hear it real faint? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Right to the backbone. I'm going to gently lift it over. Okay. Now you're going to notice when I handle the fish, like poor Ed, he comes in and the fish is all like this. That's the last thing I want to do. I want to keep the fillets nice and flat. You ever see, like in the grocery store that doesn't handle fish well, all the flakes when it's raw is pulled apart because they're just flopping it over. Now you can cut it with a knife. In this particular case, because it is a small, delicate fish, okay, I'm cutting the backbone this way. Let's see how the fish is nice and smooth. Did I miss any meat?
There's no bones in that?
So this is...
Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the process. See what I mean by the little railroad track kind of sound? Okay, so at this point here, being gentle. Right along the backbone. Okay. So when I make a fumet, oh yes, you are making a fumet. It's not like they have a choice. I'm going to take off these fins.
Same deal as the head.
The fumet we're using for the pan sauce, not for the risotto?
I find for the risotto is too strong.
Yeah.
A couple of tablespoons in addition to the chicken stock is okay, but it can be like fishy, fishy, fishy. This I'm going to rinse off, and then I'm going to degorge the bones. What's degorge?
Boil it so
No,
that simmer.
no, not
Put in
Close
clay.
out the...
soaking in
Soaking.
cold water, because then I would start to set the protein of the blood into it, and I want to draw the blood out. Okay, am I done? No. Okay, so this skin is nasty. I have tried every way from Sunday, even had Chef Barrett in on it. Can't get it to taste good, I've given up, because it truly is nasty. Mother Nature made it pretty strong to be down there in the mud. Okay, when we skin something, I come to the edge of the cutting board because I need room for my hand. I can't skin out here. Okay, I'm going to take a small piece. It may look like the knife is moving, but actually just the skin. Keeping it flat. Okay? You can almost smell the muddiness in the skin. The flesh isn't. The flesh is delicious, but not the skin. Okay, so now what I have is I've got the rib cage bones. That protects its internal organs. Then I've got another series of bones that goes lateral that help the fish to swim. Okay? So what I can do is these two sets of bones come up like this. Belly bones, lateral bones. You with me so far? So I'm going to invert my knife. So all I've done is separate that V of bone. See that there? Okay. So depending on the fish, I might have a great deal of belly meat or not so much. In this particular case, I don't have really a lot of belly meat on this style of fish. Lox is the belly meat from salmon, for example, so I want to make sure I save that. Okay, but now I still have the lateral bones. So I'm going to feel where the bones are. See that line as it goes right through the end of the fish? That's where the backbone was. Okay, I'm not perfect. I always check my work. I could have leveled just a little tiny piece right there. A little bit of bone. Nice and clean. So now I have the bones coming right here. Can I use your finger again? Right there. Okay, so now all I have to do is get on the other side of the bone. You with me so far?
So this goes into half for us for the 2 fillets? Or is each one is...
So you're getting out of one fish 2 portions. Okay? So I'm going to take this here. That's going to be the sauté. That's 1.
Yep.
That's 2 of the sauté, and then another fish. Now I'm going to dice this, I would say,
For the fish cake.
for the fish cake. So now, as an entree, how much do I got? That was a smaller of the average of the fish. So you're getting,
We also have the shrimp.
and you have the shrimp. That's why I'm adding the shrimp to it, because sometimes these run a little small. So now I have 3 shrimp plus 3 ounces of fish. Would that be an appropriate entree?
Yep.
Especially when you got all your vegetables.
Right. Right, but you see how I got to be so careful about butchering of that fish to get it, to get
So each fish person